the sideways for me, but
Sideways for you.
That's the sideways. We're gonna let you. We're gonna wait on you.
I am ready.
Are you?
Yeah.
All right.
Everything's ready. We're live. Ooh, that's ugly, but whatever. And
Hey y'all. You know y'all are behind the scenes at the F What You Thought podcast, so it's about to get started.
hey, how's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to the F What You Thought podcast. I'm your host, Larry Gilbert. This is my co-host, Kashonda Gilbert. And tonight we're going to be talking about the effect of today's music on our youth versus the effect of the music from back when we grew up, right? That is a topic within itself, right? So today's music, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, that's what everybody else thought because it's what I think. You have your opinion, I have mine. Just let me put that out there as a disclaimer now. So basically, what I feel about today's music and the society that we live in is that it's geared toward hatred and destructive behavior, and that's just what I'm experiencing personally out here as I look around in today's society with the youth of today. Right, today's youth, they don't have any respect for anything or anybody, and I've always said the truth is respect is earned, not given. But some people get it wrong because they feel like they should automatically be given respect, and they're like 20 years younger than you. So let me reiterate what I feel about the respect is earned. As far as that's concerned, if my senior comes up to me and has an issue with me, it's up to me to correct my issue because that's my senior. Not saying that they're right or wrong, but if they're my senior, they've been on this earth a lot longer than I have. So I need to try to reiterate versus getting into an argument with somebody 20 years my senior. Hell, even arguing with somebody 4 years my senior, I could be wrong. So who am I to tell them that I'm right and they're wrong?
Who are you talking about? Are you talking about the elderly?
I'm talking about anybody, anybody.
Or your elder?
Elders, yeah. Because what I was getting at is when I was talking about respect is earned, right? Well, yeah, it's true, but it's not true. What I mean by it's true is, as my elder, I'm automatically obligated to give them respect, but I'm also obligated to earn their respect, right? So that's how I feel. Like I'm gonna automatically give my elder respect, and I'm gonna earn their respect.
Okay.
That's just called respect. Respect, right? I'm not gonna just be like, F you old man, you ain't about nothing. None of that. F you old woman, F that B. If I'm talking like that in front of my elders, then I need to check myself. Today's generation, they don't self-check. They just keep going. If you say something to them, you're liable to get shot. And a lot of that, and I hate to say it, is blamed on hip hop. Because all you talk about in the lyrics of hip hop is murder, drugs, hoes, getting money.
Okay, so let's slow it down there. So you're saying that you're blaming what's going on in society on hip hop, but you have to remember that in hip hop, everybody that puts out an album is getting paid to talk about something. Like how we watch TV and they're like commercials, like little ads, and they get paid for that. They're getting paid to slide in. So it's like they get like a little list and they're like, here, you need to talk about this drug, this alcohol, right, this type of violence. It's like maybe when they take their stuff up to the hires, there has to be a checklist. Okay, are they talking about murder? Are they talking bad about women? Check. Are they talking about drugs? Check. Are they talking about alcohol? Check.
Right.
Is this destructive? Is this destructive to their race? If it is, yes. Boom. That's a great album.
Let me say, I don't identify as I only identify as the human race. That's it. Don't put a color on me because that's also something that we need to talk about, addressing being put in a color category.
Oh, right? Yeah, the box.
The box. You can't put me in a box. I'm not going to check black or white on a box. You know, I'm a man. I'm a grown man. I'm a human being.
Boom. So with that, we were talking about identity, right?
Yeah.
So everybody is basically being able to identify with whatever they want to identify with, right?
Right.
So what we were talking about was how if you get to just pick whatever you want to be and everybody just have to respect it, why is there still a factor of you having to check those boxes, right? Why do you need to check black, white, Hispanic? I'm sorry. It's black, white, other, right? Or more than one race. And then for some reason, they ask you something about having Spanish, or, you know, do you know what box I'm talking about? Where they ask
the
you
ethnic
about,
box. Yeah.
No, they ask you specifically about if you're Hispanic, and then they kind of switch it up another way. Anyway, y'all see what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
they say something like, they ask you if you're Hispanic, not Mexican, or something like that, or Mexican, not Hispanic, something crazy, something like that.
No, it's anyway. We'll get the checkbox. We'll get the facts together for y'all.
Yeah.
But my point is, if you get to just pick whatever gender you want to be, why? And there's not supposed to be any type of discrimination. Why do we check boxes, right? So I'm going in to apply for a job. I don't need to check none of those boxes. Why do the boxes even exist if at this point we can identify as whatever we want to identify as?
Absolutely.
And you say that there is, you know, you're hiring this person based off of not their color, you know, not their sex, right?
Yeah.
You're not hiring this person based on these things. Why do you need to know them?
It's lies. It's lies.
Now my question is, why is it there? Why is it still there? Right?
Because it's a lie. They want to know what color you are. They want to know what race you are. They want to know what you identify as, right? You either identify as a man or a woman.
And I'm not just talking about applications for jobs. I'm talking about banks. I'm talking about mortgages. You know, you're put in a box based on your color, based on if you're male or female, even insurance. Your insurance is higher if you're a young male.
Yeah,
sorry,
absolutely.
Young black male. It's going to be way higher than a young black female. So I'm just saying that if all these things are not based, like you say, on race, gender, why do the boxes still exist? Am I the only person that has that question? Like, I don't know. I'm just curious to know. What do you think? Why do you think the boxes still exist if they say that they're not basing whether you get the position, whether you get the mortgage, whether you get the loan, whether you get the grant? They're not basing that on your color or your gender. So why is it there?
Well, I think they are basing it on your color and your gender, because we live in a judgmental society today. And with that being said, they're judging you because they automatically assume that you're going to be trouble. If I walk through the door, my name is Larry, right? Ooh, if you've never seen me, you're going to assume, oh, Larry's got to be a white guy, right? So I'm going to get a lot further than Hakeem can in a job interview. You know, they start judging you based on your name, for starters. That's true. Right? Then they see you and they're going to judge you on your appearance. They might not even know who you are, but your appearance, depending on how you're looking, they can assume, oh, he's here to rob the place or whatever. And here's Bob over here with a sawed-off shotgun, and he really is here to rob the place. You know what I mean? You're here to really withdraw money out of a bank. Let's say you might have $100,000 in your account. You go to the bank and try to take out $20,000. They calling the police on you like you're trying to rob the place. They don't want you in there. It's just not geared toward us as a people.
Well, I think it's important that people understand that when you get ready to name your child, you need to know. You need to know this. These are facts. This is not something that I'm making up. I've been in banking. I've been in mortgage. Like, I've been in these industries. I've been in insurance. So I'm letting you know that you are being judged. You are being put in a box based on name, based on race, based on gender. You can. So I just remember us having a conversation a while back ago about how trans people basically have their records erased, right? I was Paul, or I was Bob, and now I choose to be married. So everything that was associated with Bob no longer exists. If you could just wipe people's credit like that and just give them a fresh start, why don't we all have that option? Like, I feel discriminated against. No, right, for real. I feel discriminated against because I got to work so hard to get my credit. If I had bad credit, I would have to work so hard to get my stuff in order, versus if I just decided that tomorrow I want to be Chris instead of Kashonda, then my record will be
get all expunged. Then now you got new credit like you're an immigrant or something.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just so many questions, and everybody just likes to act like it doesn't exist. But it's like, the facts are, think about what you're going to name your child before you name your child. Don't just randomly pick some odd name. You know what I mean? If you're going to pick, just please think about these things, okay? Because your child forever is going to be judged with, they're going to have a hard time with mortgages, loans, everything, even college applications. Let me tell you right now, you think that they don't look at the names? They do. They look at the names on that. And whether the credit cards, they're looking at the names. There is a box. And if your name is something like Love something, does something, I guarantee you, your application is going over to the left.
Yeah, we kind of got off what we was talking about, but it all ties in.
What you want to talk about? I'm kicking knowledge to y'all right now. Like, these are straight facts. So I just feel like people need to know that. But it's cool. What else you want to talk about?
We was talking about rappers and the things they do, like how do you feel like rap music is corrupting the community? And initially rap started off as a positive. It was a way of expressing yourself. It was how we expressed ourselves in the community about what was going on with the laws. NWA, everybody thought gangster rap. That wasn't gangster rap. That was really political rap, because what happened back then, they were rapping about things they saw in their neighborhood. The police was always harassing them. They were they couldn't go outside and stand up in the neighborhood without being shook down.
Shook down? What do you mean by that?
Like, the police would come up to them and want to just shake them down, check their pockets for no reason at all, other than the fact that they hanging out in front of their house. If I'm in front of my house, you don't have a reason to come up and stop me. You can't hit me with the rules that somebody called the police on me, because I'm not hearing it. That's not true. I know ain't nobody called the police on me. You just saw us standing out here and you want to make contact. A lot of times that's the case.
Is that legal?
It's not legal. Contact? It's not legal. They're looking for a reason to make contact.
I hear you saying it's not legal for them to make contact, but there's something that says if a police officer approaches you and asks you for your information and your name or your identification, you have to identify yourself. Is that correct?
Only in the course of a felony stop. They have to have probable cause to have stopped you, right?
So what if their probable cause is that you fit the...
That's not probable cause.
Description.
They got to be absolutely sure of who they're dealing with. That's like walking with a gun on your hip. They can't stop you because you got a gun on your hip. You have to be doing something questionable in order to be approached by them at all. We live in an open carry state. So if I'm walking through a store with a gun on my hip, and this white man is walking through the store with a gun on his hip, I'm going to be the one profiled. So basically, I guess what we're saying is everybody needs to fit the same profile. I'm a man, that's a man. I don't see color no more. Color is out. You can't put me in the category as a black man. You can't put me in the category as a brown man. I'm just a man. I'm a human being, right? So you have no right to stop me if I'm carrying a firearm on my hip, right? That's illegal. You can't make contact with me. That is the law. The only reason, okay, here's what they can do. If they see you with a firearm on your hip and you have like liquor in your hand, then you're automatically breaking the law. Okay. So they can stop you then. Or if you're smoking like marijuana and you got a fire and you're in possession of a firearm, now you're committing a crime.
Okay.
So you cannot have a firearm in your possession and be doing any kind of drugs at all. Now, if I'm listening to rap music with a firearm in my hand, can you stop me? Absolutely not. You know, even though, like I said, we were saying rap music is influential, right? Rap music coupled with the combination of marijuana and things like that. Really, I think we live in a time of experimentation. I think we're being experimented on. And it's just, like I said, F what everybody else thought. This is F what you thought. This is our show. F what you thought. This is my actual opinion and what I feel, right? I feel that through rap music, they're experimenting. Through our water, they're experimenting. Through the marijuana that people smoke, they're experimenting. Marijuana is a natural drug. It's grown from the earth, right? Now, growing it in labs within 3 days, 3 to 4 days, well, probably a month, it's ready to harvest, right? I don't trust anything that comes to you that fast, that easy, because it's got to be something wrong.
You eat broccoli.
Huh?
The food is coming to you that fast.
All of this stuff is an experiment. Like they're trying to experiment, and it depends on where you live on what you get. Because if you notice, the way they do things, right? All right, they pump all the rap music into the hood, right? But when it gets into the suburbs, it becomes a problem. But if you really look at it, the hood is just the hood. People are just hanging out, having a good time.
What qualifies something as the hood?
Exactly. Because really, there is no such thing as the hood. The people put as the hood. The
neighborhood?
Neighborhood. The neighborhood is the neighborhood, right?
If I was somebody and I asked you, what is your definition of a hood? What would you tell me?
I would just tell you it's the neighborhood. It's where I'm from. The hood, I call it the hood. Like the suburbs of the hood anymore. You know, why would I work hard to give my kids a good life only to be put in a box of a destructive neighborhood, right? Like, oh, we gangster. People scared to come around here. That should never be a thing to be proud of. But we are. We got our rap music playing loud. We walking around with our firearms, and we looking for trouble. Right. We're ready to shoot anything on sight, right? Chaos.
Okay, so you hear yourself basically stating that people are getting angry, and their decisions are being influenced based on what they're listening to, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
Those are your beliefs.
Those are my beliefs. That's what everybody else thought.
But
you can tell me that rap music has no influence on anybody, and I can tell you that's a lie all you want, but that's what makes America great. We can agree to disagree, right?
Okay, but we can also talk about the other things that are going on, like in our neighborhoods. Like, here's an example. I took my son to the doctor, and he got his test done, like his blood test done. Mm-hmm. And he was stating that it's just something random that flew out of his mouth. And I'm gonna bring it up because I just thought it was wild that he even said that and thought that it was okay. Like I was supposed to be like, oh, okay, great. Mm-hmm. And I was supposed to agree with that. So in random conversation, he's talking and he says, oh, well, his lead levels are high. His lead levels are high.
Right.
But it's because, and he was like, oh, well, he's a black male, and the area that you live in, so it's fine.
So the doc just pretty much told you because he's a black man, he lives.
Swear to God, because he was saying, oh, because he's a black male, it's okay for his lead levels to be higher. Why is that okay? Immediately, I just want y'all to know, I don't go to the doctor anymore, but I'm just saying it's so important that we understand and we ask questions when we go to the doctor. And when we go to the doctor, we're getting our blood tested. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Get your water filter, because they say that when you live in certain neighborhoods And if you don't own your house, then the people that come and check the water won't come to your house if you're renting. But if you own, come to your house and check your water. Hey, if we all in the same neighborhood and you over here, don't skip my house. Don't skip my house. Come over here. I want to know what's in the water. You know what I mean? My neighbors know to get something to filter their water, but I don't know, because you see what I'm saying? So I just think that we just need to be more careful in the days that we're living in now, because, yes, Larry is stating that rap music is affecting us in a negative way, but you have to look at it like, guess what? If the rap music was talking about positive stuff, they're not going to make it.
They haven't made it. There's a lot of positive rappers out here that can't get a break.
Kwame, is that his name?
Kwame?
My God.
You went way back.
He's amazing. Like, it's so many dope.
Look at what they did with Q-Tip.
Q-Tip was so dope.
And Mos Def.
And Mos Def. They came, well, you know what's going on with them. But anyway, there are some dope lyricists, and they speak positivity. And it's like, whoa, I don't want you speaking positivity. I don't want you speaking consciousness or positivity into your community, because that's not what you guys are supposed to be listening to. So if somebody else of a different culture is talking about what we can write about, what's going to play on our airways, then they're deciding what's going to be put into us, what we're going to listen to, Yeah. And I mean, if you're always all day listening to sad, depressing music, then that stuff's going to get into your spirit. You know what I mean?
My thing is, whether get in your spirit or your whatever it is, your psyche, all I know is all bad. It's all bad, man. Like even you got R&B artists trying to compete with hip hop artists. What is that? What the hell is going on with R&B, man? All the time. Listen, even John Legend talking about your man don't want it with me. Come on, man. John Legend, you about 140 pounds soaking wet. Sit down.
John Legend is a
slap the shit out of John, man. Slap the shit out of him, man.
Oh, you talking about that song?
Yeah. Like, your man don't want it with me. It was nice. He couldn't have, man, because somebody gonna slap the shit out of John, man, and sit him right on down. But at the end of the day, man, this is what I'm talking about. Even some of these hip hop artists, man, they acting tough, man. They ain't even that tough.
Well,
some of them are very smart, actually, and they just trying to get to the bag.
Yeah.
Even at the cost of destruction. Yeah.
I know she's not a rapper, but actually, Tiffany Haddish has a song out.
Who cares?
We care. Let me tell you why we care. Because
I like Tiffany.
She is getting in the places that she needs to be in. But if you listen to how she speaks,
because she out of LA, man.
She cares so much. I'm not talking about the way she speaks like that. I mean, listen to her. Like, really listen to her.
Checking, woman.
Like,
on air.
Because she's very smart. She's very intelligent. And she really cares about her community. And she cares about making a change. Even though she's out here and she's a comedian, she make you laugh. If you really listen to her when she speaks, then you'll learn a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I have to say. What is it that what were you saying?
I was just saying, though, man, like, everybody need to be more conscious of what we doing around here. If we can get everybody on one accord, we can combat what's going on out here in our community as far as the destruction, the shooting, the gun violence, all of that. We can stop that. Problem is, these cats are scared to get their asses whooped. They won't fight. You won't know if you can win a fight until you try. You know what I'm saying?
Who are you talking about?
Talking about all these little youngsters out here that's doing all this shooting, man. They just pick up a gun right off the back. They go listen to a rapper. Even if they get whooped once or twice, then they looking to shoot something.
We just talked about why that's happening, because do you know what lead does to your brain?
Slows them down.
So if there is a significant amount of lead being pumped into your water that you're drinking every day, or you're eating, or you're cooking with, you know what I mean, or you're brushing your teeth with, then I'm sure eventually it's going to start affecting you mentally. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So I'm just saying we need to be more conscious. We need to start growing our food. Get you a garden.
Yeah.
My cousin has a garden, and
nobody asked you about your cousin.
Listen, he has a garden. So I was like, you know what? I'm about to start planting he was talking to me about his, and I was like, let me start this garden. So I did start a garden. I'm growing pretty good, actually.
Really?
You been eating?
Yeah, I have been eating. Yeah, ain't gonna lie about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm just really disappointed in where rap went from where it came from.
You can't control rap.
I know, but it started out as a positive thing, and once those people got their hands into it, whoever those people are, they really just the higher ups. They just really devastated it. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
Hey, Desi.
Because back in the day, they can say stuff like, "Oh, you know, I guess they were paying them differently." You know?
Yeah, they wasn't paying them nothing. Now they making sure they get millions so they can self-destruct their neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And that's where the problem comes in at, man. Like you cannot, you can't tell this story and, like let's take it for instance. They came up with this drill rap, right?
Yeah.
Drill rap to me is the green light for murder.
Is it? Is that what you think?
That's exactly what it is.
What is drill rap? Give me an example.
Drill rap is where they go out, troll the ops, maybe shoot somebody, and come back and rap about it. They come back and tell the story about it, or they tell you what they're going to do. It's really beefing. I'm gonna tell you like this: it's making the police job easy, is what it's doing. That's what's going on. It's really just making their job way easier than what it should be. Because if I'm beefing with you and I go out and I find you and I shoot you and I come back and make a song about it, as a detective, you're gonna go on my profile, my YouTube or Instagram or whatever I think I got hid from you. Once they get a name, they're gonna see what I post, and I'm gonna be prime suspect number one. So I could be a cop right now because I would sit behind a desk and solve most of the murders they got out there, right?
Just while listening to the
Listen
radio.
Listen to the song. Oh yeah, he was talking about that murder on 35th Street yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go on and check him out. Let me dig into that a little deeper, right?
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the way the police are working these days.
That's true, because I just, please know that anything that you put out here is not
safe.
It's not safe. I mean, if you put it out here, you better be talking about something that you're okay with being heard. Like, really being heard. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, and here's another thing that I want to let y'all know. If you use AI for anything,
she getting into the game.
I'm giving you the game.
Tell it up. She can't tell it.
Because listen, when I talk, y'all better listen and grab a notepad, okay? If you use AI for anything, it doesn't belong to you. It doesn't belong to you. I don't care if it's something that you're typing and you decide to use AI to write it down or to record it, it no longer belongs to you. Okay? Anything that if you have a song, okay, and you use AI to write it, it no longer belongs to you. Damn. Okay? There's a gray area. And I'm letting you know that if you use AI for anything, it does not belong to you. So don't use it. If you don't have to, don't use it. Okay? And there's the game. There's the game for today. And don't question me. Okay?
Don't question you.
Don't question me.
Well, I'll be there.
But do not use that for anything. Don't let it make any of your cartoons.
Because that means they own everything you're doing.
Okay? I understand that it's easy. Even... what are you doing? Everything is easier for us, right? Our cell phones made it easy for us to have numbers, and we forgot the numbers.
Shit, man, I don't even know people's numbers by heart no more like I used to.
Because back in the day, we probably had 20 numbers in our brain, boom, and we remembered it. You know what I mean? If not more than that.
Letitia.
We were.
John. Hello.
Brenda, Letitia, who?
Tasha.
But I'm just saying, but then once we got cell phones, please know that, we start forgetting numbers because we didn't have to remember because our cell phones remembered it. But do not don't be so dependent on technology if you don't have to, okay? And
yeah,
that's my.
I mean, technology is technology. Technology is good for some things, but it's not good for everything. You know what I mean? I think muscle memory has gotten weak because of the cell phone. But I tell you what, we can remember rap lyrics like a mug. We always rapping about how we killing somebody. Ain't nobody killed nothing. Shut up.
I mean, music is repetitive, right? So we listen to the radio. The radio probably plays 25 songs and they play it in rotation, right?
Right.
But to be able to get your song in rotation, you got to pay. Yeah. You have to pay. Okay.
It's all about the money. But James Brown was smart. He went around that little deal they had going on.
Yeah.
So you can't really sit there and say too much about that.
James Brown was smart. He was a businessman.
He was a businessman.
Yeah.
And we need more of them out here. We have a few, but see, they do all of that for the wrong reasons, you know? It's about selfishness. Nobody's really uplifting the community like they say they are, like they say they want to do. But what are you really doing? Just people. Everybody talking about what they want to do. They start off with this idea of helping people, but they're not really helping nobody. The only thing they help is their friends. Now, Mayweather, he helps people. And the cold part about Mayweather, when he donates money, he don't want nobody to know he donated. Ain't that something? He's something different, man. A lot of people donate for clout, right? They donate for clout. Oh, I donated, I gave to the charities. Like, let's talk about the presidential debate the other night ago.
Oh, well.
Shit, yeah. Joe Biden looked like a whole bird waiting on a worm to be put in his mouth when Donald Trump called him out on calling black people super predators. I thought that was funny. He was lost. He was really lost.
He's all thinking to himself, oh my God, you remember that?
Yeah, we remember.
You bring that up right now? Because the people were supposed to forget that because Beyonce and Jay-Z are going through something. Or because, there's another rapper or another artist that are having beef right now. So we're not supposed to remember that. You called us super predators.
Yeah, he called us super predators. That's some real stuff.
So a boy brought it up, and he's like, "Oh."
He was sitting there looking like a Muppet baby, man.
I took a picture of it because his head turned, and his mouth was open for all of maybe 30 seconds. I was like, "Somebody feed the baby bird." Somebody feed the baby bird.
It is the guy we voted for, man. I'm embarrassed. Come on, man. They're going to have to do something about him, Mr. President. They got to remove him quick. Like, we in trouble, man. If those two are who we got, the whole country is a laughing stock right now, man.
Like, they said they were going to change the ticket.
They need to, because who we going to vote for, man? Donald Trump going to end up winning again.
No, it's not even that. It's just more so if they said, okay, well, you're not supposed to talk to anybody. You can't have anything going on. You're just supposed to come to this debate. Baby, listen.
Nobody stayed on topic.
They didn't, but listen, the way that we have these fight parties, that's how we need to have debate parties. Me and Larry was talking about that, and I was like, you know what?
Like,
next
these
debate,
cats is wilding.
We gonna have chips and dip, okay?
Like they wilding. Like Donald Trump, it's like watching a scoring session. Like these fools got to talk about handicaps and golf in the middle of the debate. They never could answer a straight question.
It was a roast. It was like watching a roast. It was bad. And I was like, oh my God. And I don't know if it's just more so of we're not really paying attention to what's going on because, again, somebody else, there's a beef. Oh, Drake and Kendrick Lamar are beefing. No, that's not a beef. Kendrick Lamar is the GOAT. Been the GOAT.
Kendrick Lamar destroyed
Drake. He just didn't have the platform that Drake had. Now that y'all see him. You hear me?
And the problem is, as an American citizen, Drake smashed, just destroyed your boy Meek Mills out here in the rap battle they had, right? Crushed him.
Okay.
So he was feeling like he could just bully American rappers like that. And he ran up on
Kendrick Lamar.
Did
you watch Kendrick Lamar and Drake have they had a sit down. He was like, it's about what you said about me, man. You haven't seen it?
Nah.
Oh, yeah, we're going to watch it.
I'm going to have to check that out, man.
I'm going to show it to you. So they sat down man to man, one was sitting right there, one was sitting right next to him. Drake told him, he said, had you not called me out, you called me by name, man. He was basically letting the man know, okay, you win, but I'm just letting you know you hurt my feelings. You hurt my feelings.
Hey, man, Kendrick they need to sit down like men.
Listen, Kendrick Lamar said, I should have went deeper.
Damn, Kendrick a cold piece, man, but I love it. Hey, he repping for America, man.
Yeah, I love
like you want to talk about America versus some foreign country. There you go. America versus Canada, man. The boy destroyed him, man. Like utterly destroyed him. I'll tell you what. So those three subjects right there, you got Kendrick Lamar and Drake. You got 50 Cent and Donald Trump. I mean, 50 Cent and Donald Trump, they're like one and the same. I'm telling you.
What you mean?
Because when they come for you, boy, they come for you. You hear me?
Yeah.
Donald Trump ain't let up off of Obama, who really, you know, everybody loved Obama, right? But Obama didn't do nothing but screw the country up bad. These are my hey, this the F What You Thought podcast. This is my thought. F what everybody else think.
Well, I don't feel like he's
F what you thought too.
Wait a minute. I'm the co-host. But I'm saying I don't feel like he screwed up the country. I feel like
he screwed up our moral values.
I feel like there were some things that were on the table, right? And he just had to get that done because he felt like it needed to be done.
He rushed and did things.
But it was a reason. There's a reason behind everything, right? There's a reason why things are being done. I can't tell you what his reason is. What his reason is. I'm just telling you that there's a reason why that was signed, right?
Yeah. Well,
okay, we see where P. Diddy was.
Okay. That's
P. Diddy was controlling things that he should not have had any type of control over. But he was
part of the rap game, man. He was part of the machine.
It was bigger than the rap game.
But he's part of the machine. He's part of the machine. There's a lot of pieces to the machine, right?
What did he write?
There's a lot of pieces to the machine, right?
I understand.
You think about it. P. Diddy was tied in deeper than you know.
He was.
And that's why, you know, like, okay. I recant what I said about Cassie shouldn't have got anything. Exactly. She should have got what she got. But the problem with her getting what she got, I don't even know P. Diddy, right? But as a man, as a full-grown man, the headline should read a little different. What's that guy's name? Lil Rod, or whatever? Bruh, you losing it. Because as a man...
Why you say he losing it?
You losing it because as a man, the headlines will never read that, oh, I was at a party and Cuba Gooding Jr. groped me and I felt violated as a man. Bruh, somebody like me gonna dissect your whole story. And what I feel is that you and Diddy been messing around and Diddy set you out like a bride.
You think that?
I feel that way because at the end of the day, as a man, you ain't gonna grope me, bruh.
I don't agree.
I'm gonna break your jaw. They're gonna be like, why is that man's jaw broke? Why is LG going to jail? Because I broke his jaw. He grabbed me, right? You ain't gonna just grab me as a man and I'm be out here trying to, oh, Cuba grabbed me. Oh, well, P. Diddy was harassing me all the time. Man, look, I'm a grown man. Plus, you stayed around that long. Bro, you don't deserve to die.
A victim has a right to be a
victim. He wasn't no victim. If he stayed that long, he should have left on day one. They couldn't have me on a jury because I'd be like, yo, why did you stay, man? Why didn't you leave? You could have left and then you could have sued him. But no, everybody want to jump out there after Cassie came out and she had to be prodded by her husband. But after she got out there, now everybody want to come out the woods because they find out he's a billionaire.
I think Cassie was just like in the bed and she was just talking about some stuff, like some bad stuff that happened when she was with P. Diddy. You know what I mean? I feel like it was
you should sue him. He's like a gazillionaire.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like she was telling him all the bad stuff that happened to her. And he was like, yeah, that's not right. That's not right. You should say something because alone, I don't feel like she would have done the things that she did. It had to be her husband telling her.
F that, man. At the end of the day, as a man, nobody's going to grope me. Yeah, I'm going to tell you that now. Why couldn't he leave? I'm going to go out with a fight.
You think that it had to be a reason why he couldn't leave? He said it was dangerous people. No, he said they had guns and type of stuff. He was scared for his life.
I ain't trying to hear that, man. Once he left, he didn't have to go back. Everybody going to cry victim now.
You said once he left, he didn't have to go back.
He didn't have to go back. He left. Dude had to go home. He didn't live with Diddy. He was working.
No, he said he had to be there 24 hours a day.
If it was that serious, Diddy would be in jail for kidnap right now. That's the law. He never said he wasn't coming and going. He was there working. No. And Cuba Gooding Jr. groped him.
He said
first of all.
Is what he said, because he said P. Diddy.
The dude was sleeping with Diddy. I'm gonna tell you, that's my thought. He was sleeping with Diddy. Anybody want to argue? Let's argue.
I just did.
Let's argue then. What you talking about?
I mean, I made my point.
Your point wasn't made. It wasn't valid.
The facts are, he said that he had to live there because P. Diddy wanted to be filmed 24 hours a day.
Okay, well, he wasn't filming though. He was not the guy filming. P. Diddy had everybody filming. He was the guy recording music. So he didn't have to live there. He didn't have to live there. Matter of fact, Diddy had cameras around 24/7. Of
course, but I don't think he knew that until he went to order his food one time. Remember? That was the story.
Listen, the dude can tell these lies all he wants. The boy lying. He lying. I'm going to tell you he lying. And I call him a liar.
You just did.
Yeah, if he was standing right here, I'd be like, Rodney, little Rod, you's a lying ass. You might be a little sweet. You know what I'm saying? Got to watch my word. You might be a little sweet. You're a little zesty. You know what I'm saying? He's a little zesty. I think he's a little zesty. I mean, a lot of these rappers are zesty. So why couldn't he be zesty? P. Diddy didn't expose the whole game, man. You can't even say things to your homies no more because it's ridiculous. You can't joke with nobody no more because of P. Diddy and his escapades, man. But at the end of the day, boy, Lil Rod don't deserve no money, man. Period.
If he's a victim, he
is not a victim. We can quit calling that man a victim. He is not a victim. I swear.
You are the reason why men that are being abused are scared.
Ain't no man gonna get abused. A man can stand. Hey, look.
And how you just said it.
Like I said, if you touch me against my will, we gonna fight. Period.
Okay. So
win, lose, or draw, we gonna fight.
But he said that he woke up and he was drugged. You need to watch it.
He should have left then. That's when he should have out his suit. Not after Cassie filed her suit. Come on, baby.
You don't know when he filed his suit. That was just when it became public. You don't know what that.
I'm changing my genre to country music. Them is all straight men over there. Ain't nobody over there sleeping with nobody that I know of. Well, wait a minute. I don't know, man, because they did have the whole Brokeback Mountain thing. They were cowboys, weren't they? Ain't nowhere safe no more out here in the world, you know? Nowhere safe. I'm sad. That's a sad day right now.
I cannot with you.
You're gonna have to.
I cannot with you.
You love me? You gotta love me, because I'm telling the truth, man.
No, that's your truth. And
it's my truth. Like it's the truth. My truth is the only truth.
Because of how you speak is the reason why men that are being abused are scared to speak out.
Them dudes are suckers, man. I'm gonna tell you, ain't no such thing as an abused man.
Yes,
and there's only abused children. Can't no man be abused. Only children can be abused. What you gonna do? File man abuse charges?
Domestic violence can go both ways, Larry.
It can, but I mean, I just can't see it, man. You gonna file like a man abuse? Oh, I was molested. How old are you, sir? I'm 38. So who the hell molested you? That don't sound right. Are we talking about when you were a child? No, I'm talking about like yesterday. No, man, no.
Well, he was drugged, and
that's the story he's telling now because he know all about the drugs. But I just don't believe it. Just like Jaguar Wright said, Christopher Williams was on his knees in Diddy's office doing what he do. You know, it's ridiculous. Oh, you don't want me in there no more. Yeah. So Jaguar Wright said that, you know, Christopher Williams was in there on his knees giving fellatio to Diddy. What the hell? Anyway, so yeah, that's the problem. That is a problem. Men should never, ever, ever, ever wait so long. If that happened, they should not have waited to be hollering about being abused. If you were really abused as a man, you get you a tool and you go back and correct the situation. You don't go crying to nobody talking about I was abused. What's the problem? You got something you want to say. Say it. Speak on it. Oh, you ain't got nothing to say now. You quiet.
Listen, I done already spoke, and I told you that if a person is being abused, if they're a victim, they have the right to be a victim.
Hey, I'm not saying they ain't got a right to be a victim. I'm just saying
you're kind of making fun of it. Like you're.
I'm not making fun of it. I'm speaking on it. That's all I'm doing. It's simple speaking.
Okay, so say for instance you were out at a club with your homeboys or whatever, and you were like, "Hey, y'all, I'm about to go," but all you were drinking was water, and somebody put something in your water, and then on your way to your car, you didn't make it, and somebody grabbed you or whatever, and they did that. You just woke up feeling that way.
Fight go with it, baby. Fight go with it.
I'm saying you're not able to fight. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, whatever.
Then you would be a victim.
At that point, yes, you would be a victim. Fight? But at the end of the day, when did he decide to come forward? Why is he just now coming forward? Man, your phone broke up already. Why is he just now coming forward? Is what I'm saying. You can't cry victim. That paperwork. Baby, he filed that paperwork after Cassie did. Okay. If he got touched, why didn't he come forward before then?
Maybe he was scared for his life.
Oh my God. If he was scared for his life then, he should be scared for his life now. You think Diddy is less dangerous or more dangerous now that he's in trouble?
Man, probably don't care now about nothing.
Exactly.
I mean, especially since he was out here doing this. And everybody started knocking.
The love. He was on the love. That's the brother love him.
I mean, the fact that they're talking about just stuff that nobody knew nothing about, and he's not ashamed or shocked.
Nah. Only thing he's ashamed of is whooping Cassie ass in that hotel room. That's it.
But he
apologized about that.
Happened, and I guess we just supposed to forget about it. But anyway, let's not even. I'm just telling y'all, refocus, recenter. There's a lot going on with Diddy and everybody else, and we need to focus on our food, our water, our fruit, our children, and what's going to be coming, what they're going to be learning about coming soon. Like when school starts back again, what are they going to be learning about now that they weren't learning about before? Do y'all know? Because y'all need to.
You better ask some questions. They learn about transgenders in school now.
Y'all better ask some questions because.
And how many of those transgenders are rappers?
I'm just saying, y'all better ask some questions because my son, who is barely in the second grade, learned about these things, learned about houses and families the way that they decided that they want to start talking about it in kindergarten.
Yeah, that wasn't no good for me.
In kindergarten. So then he comes home and I have to correct it, which, mind you, I don't mind correcting it at all. Because I'm gonna teach my children, anything they learn when they come home from school is, hey, what'd you learn about today? Oh, yeah, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. Let mommy tell you what's right. Let's get these facts together.
Right.
My son asked me, Ma, why do I need to know anything about the French War? Who even are they? That's how you talk. Why do I need to know anything about that? Is that gonna be something? I said maybe it's gonna be on a test that's gonna be graded, and you're gonna have to learn about it just to get through that, But he wants to know why he has to know about these people that don't mean anything. Why? How come all the real history that's happening really now, like within the past 10 years, this has been history. These kids have experienced things that we haven't even experienced. They had to be taken out of school because of the air.
Yeah, that's
okay. So these kids are scared to go outside. They're scared to socialize with other people because they're scared that it may affect their household. So yeah, these new children have a fear that we never had to experience.
Nah, they didn't. My son just learned how to ride a bike this year, and he's 8 as of today. Today's his birthday. Shout out to you, Kay. Yeah, shout out to my son, Kay.
Yeah.
KD. That's his name, KD. Those of y'all that know, y'all know. Hey, real quick, you got a story for us tonight?
A good story?
Yeah, give us a good story. We need a good story.
A good story.
Yeah. Tell people about it.
What y'all want to know about? Ask me a question.
I don't know, but you got like 10 minutes.
I got 10 minutes? That's a long time.
10 minutes.
So, let's see. Oh, okay. So here's a story for you. Here's a story and a lesson and something for y'all to think about. Okay? I know. Larry's like, But I was just talking about how important I think it is for people who do not live in the same household but are supposed to be part of a village to do their part. And it doesn't necessarily have to always be a physical interaction, but I mean, a phone call, a text message, something like that. Baby mama, baby daddy, if you got a baby mama or a baby daddy, and y'all don't get along, or if you have, let me just go ahead and say it because I'm trying to be nice about the situation, but this
Don't
is
be
important,
nice,
okay?
man. That's what you thought. That's what you
My
thought.
thing is, back in the day, our parents just did not get along, right? Some of them did, okay, but for those that didn't, and then they decided to still hold a grudge for something, for something that happened, and the grudge is so thick that it spills into the grandchildren, because what they don't realize is when the grandchildren have all these events coming up, they expect for you to be there. They don't expect for you to be petty and be like, I'm not showing up because their grandfather may show up. Let it go. Let it go. Because you have to get along for your grandchildren. If you don't get along for your grandchildren, then how do you think that looks? Do you get what I'm saying? You're teaching them something by not being able to sit in the same building with somebody else. Their graduation comes and you're just like, well, I'm not going because I don't want such and such to be there. What about all the 7,000 other people that are there? Sit on the left side. You sit on the far right side. You see what I'm saying? I just think that grandparents need to get along. I don't care what you went through. That was your situation. When there's a new generation of children that come into play, y'all need to get along for those children, okay? Because for them to have to look up at an assembly or something like that and you're not there, it hurts them. Mm-hmm. For grandparents, listen, for grandparents that don't make that phone call, you're still alive, like these kids think the world of you. Okay, they think the world of you, and then as their parents, people have to, the parent has to then explain why grandma and grandpa don't get along. Now they have to endure something that shouldn't even affect them, because it should have been taken care of.
Right.
I mean, even back in the day, the Italian mobsters would sit down at a table and eat. There had to be some type of safe ground, right? There was a restaurant or something where they would sit down and talk about whatever the business was and not bring any weapons or anything like that. But do you get what I'm saying? Like, overall, what I'm saying is, if there is a generation and y'all have beef, remember, you need to come together. Baby mama, baby daddy, y'all need to come together. If y'all are not together, you still need to be able to get along.
Cool. Hey, check it out, y'all. I just started a nonprofit, and it's aimed at trying to curb the violence in the street, right? It's called 50 Cal Productions 214. The website coming soon, but if you want to donate to the website to help a youth learn a skill, it's 50cp.org. That's the website to donate to help with this nonprofit, because we're going to teach kids how to do filming and acting and try to send them to camp next year. Send all these kids that are underprivileged to camp so they can see something other than what they've been seeing out here in these streets. It's really out of hand. We laugh and we joke a lot of times on this show, but this is not a laughing matter. No mama should have to bury their child. No child should have to bury their parents because of a stray bullet. It's just out of hand, man. America is getting out of hand. And, I decided that I'm going to start this camp, or this nonprofit, to teach them how to express themselves through creative and visual arts.
That's good, because there aren't, like, a lot of the programs are the first to go in the schools where they're not so lucky to get a whole bunch of funding. So like theater and theater arts and stuff like that. It's back when we were in school, there may have been like a theater arts room where we had a stage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, that funding for those type of classes are being pulled,
right.
In the schools that can't afford it.
And they teaching them about other stuff. Yeah, they got rid of sex ed, they got rid of driver's ed, they got rid of theater arts, they even got rid of gym technically.
right? Because
they make them do gym and classwork now. So
yeah,
you know, we want the kids to have an outlet to express themselves,
be creative,
positively, and tell their story. You know, instead of taking it out on someone else. Maybe we can curb the bullying project. Maybe we can help that. You know, help stop bullying even, because if they're working together, they're too busy working together. They're too busy to be bullying each other. They're too busy to be getting into it and feuding with each other.
Yeah, if they are working together, being creative and, you know, talking to each other, they'll be talking to each other, communicating, and they may find out that they have something in common, like some type of common ground. And then, you know, once they do their project together, then they'll be able to understand where the other person is coming from, and then maybe they'll be able to resolve their issues. You know, I think what you're doing is extremely dope. Like, I'm here to support you in whatever way you need me to support, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah,
so yeah, help me build that bridge over these troubled waters. In Texas was where we started at. We're based out of Dallas. And this is where the program is going to pilot from. Hopefully we can spread it across the country and reach out to some very troubled teens that really want to get their lives together. I know we can't save everybody, but we don't need to turn our backs on nobody. You know what I mean? We're trying to get them all, because I was there once and somebody tried to help me. So I just want to pay it forward and try to help somebody else, you know? Yeah, we was talking about the rap music. There are some very talented people out here that want to rap about something other than killing, and they just need an audience. The audience will know where to get them. Yeah, and I want to give them a platform, like I said, visually and musically. I want them to be able to express themselves creatively, you know, and that means a lot to me. It's a very dear project of mine. So I hope you guys will go and donate and support, you know. I wish I could promise you a lot. Only thing I can say is what you donate is going to go toward helping clean up a neighborhood, maybe show these kids something more positive. Not maybe, definitely going to go to showing them something positive. Hopefully we can get some scholarships to send them to certain camps so they can experience something outside of the neighborhood and get their lives together, man. Because this destruction's got to stop, y'all. It has to stop. You know. What do you want to talk about? Yummy Yoni, maybe? Tell them come on over here and get some of that Yummy Yoni.
Why do you talk about it like that? Yummy Yoni is not a joke. Like,
I'm not being.
I've been in business for 3 years, and I'm relocating from one area to another area. Right now, I am closed. Like, I won't be opening. I'll have my grand reopening probably July 13th is when it's scheduled. But I mean, listen, I love my clients, but baby, they coming to get that fertility steam. And next thing I know, I'm seeing babies. So I lose them for at least 9 to 10 months. But yeah, the yoni steam is very important. It's very beneficial to women. So definitely do your research, you know what I mean, and show your support. You can Google me. I'm at Yummy Yoni Dallas, and I'm out here changing lives, honey. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for continuing to support us and watching us. We're going to try to pop up in your life at least once a week on the screen somewhere, honey.
Somewhere, yeah. Yeah, man, that means a lot, yeah. And they even, you know, men can get the steams too. I've had 1 or 2 in my lifetime. And
it's called a Joni steam, and it's good for making sure that your prostate is in order, you know.
And it works.
It's a detox.
Takes my blood pressure down.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that's the show. I want to say thank you for tuning in tonight. Hey, have a great one, guys.